Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike, Jay, and we're here to review 10 Cloverfield Lane. Really fucking late.
I used to live there.
But you did live there.
Yeah,
It was a scary time for
fucking
everyone.
bad
because
nights.
there's just a bad neighborhood
nights.
and you don't know what's going to happen.
They might give you black Twizzlers. And nobody wants black Twizzlers for Halloween. That's fucking gross. I'm sorry if you guys like black Twizzlers, but I hate black Twizzlers.
We're going to do a spoiler review for this movie because we got around to doing it so late. So here's the thing about this movie. It came out of fucking nowhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it comes out of fucking nowhere. It comes out of fucking nowhere. Nowhere.
It came out
at
of
all,
ether.
ever. It comes out of nowhere, and I'm really excited at first. I'm like, holy shit, that's a really cool idea. I like what they're doing here. And then I hear, this was a Reddit user that kind of, uncovered it. He was like, this movie was titled like Valencia or something completely fucking different. And all they did was when J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot bought it, they added on a couple scenes to it and called it 10 Cloverfield Lane. When really, in all, the film itself was just John Goodman in the bunker story. It had nothing to do with Cloverfield aliens. And I thought that's a cheap tactic and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But then I went and saw it and I feel totally different about it.
It was cool. I liked John Goodman. I thought John Goodman gave a tour de force, the way that he fucking portrayed the character in the film. No doubt, the guy is fucking frustrated with his time with Roseanne, and he's mad now. He's in the bunker. He was like, you know how long I lived with that fat bitch?
Those fucking kids?
Becky and fucking whatever the other one's name was. He's a good guy at first, but he's paranoid, and as the film goes on, his paranoia increases tenfold, and he gets more angry and more agitated and more lockdown warden style with these two people in his bunker. And he's always saying, he's like, there's nuclear war above us, there's radiation fallout. It turns out there is aliens. But I like watching this movie and the way that it goes and the way that the pacing is and everything. I was into it. I was fucking buying it. I was happy for it. I was like, fucking John Goodman, you're scary, but I want to be your friend in this movie. It
starts out, you don't know what the hell's going on, obviously. Yeah. She gets in the car wreck and they go down to the bunker. And it kind of had that Blast from the Past feel. It's like if you took the movie Blast from the Past and get off my fucking plane! But it's like a horror movie version of that. And I will say, if you guys go see this, and you get the chance to see this in RPX, I've seen movies in RPX like that enhanced viewing. It's like not IMAX, but it's just louder and shit. Go see a horror movie in that. I've never seen a horror movie in that, and it makes it so good. Like the car wreck, which you said scared the shit out of me. I knew it was coming. It didn't get me, but it did look cool. I like the way that they did that. I love the whole story when she wakes up. Like you said, John Goodman fucking amazing in that shit. And I thought at first, watching it, just sitting there, I was like, John Goodman's not that bad of a guy. She's just, as you would do if you wake up in that situation, she assumes the wrong thing. I felt bad for John Goodman for like a second. Right up until the point where he comes downstairs and he's not like, I was like, dude, just say, I saved your life. There was the thing outside, and he gets around, he takes forever to say it and actually come out and say it. But then when he goes off at them at the dinner table, I was like, oh, he is fucking crazy. Even if this shit's real, he's fucking crazy. And then the whole movie kind of shifts, and I was really happy to see that the scene you see in the trailer where she hits him with the bottle and she runs away and she runs upstairs. I was so happy to see that come in the middle of the movie because I really thought that was going to happen at the end, and then they fucked up in the second trailer because they show the lights. They show her running up to the house and escaping, and then the lights. So they gave away so much there. I wish they would have done that.
I feel like when the whole dinner sequence table because that goes into the second act when they have this happy-go-lucky music, and then that's actually when I got behind John Goodman. Because John Goodman was like, he was being nice, and he was like playing Scrabble with them. Like, let's watch old MacGyver episodes and Full House. Let's fucking do it.
And Cannibal Airplane.
Whatever we gotta do. We're gonna pass the time. And puzzles. I was like, I'm behind him. But I also felt like, in that scene specifically, like the dinner table was so awkward. It felt so weird when you're watching it in the theater. It's like stepdad just smacked mom again. It's like, how do us kids react?
Yeah.
It was just really, it was such a tension-filled movie. Like the string was pulled taut, and you didn't know what was going to happen at this moment or what, because John Goodman played that character so well, and you knew he could snap at any moment, but he played that edge so perfectly that when he did snap, it was kind of a surprise because you knew it was going to happen, but it was always a surprise.
He's just so fucking good.
And exactly. I think that again, John Goodman is an undervalued actor in Hollywood.
I like the guy too. Like I thought he had like some Chris Pratt qualities. He was a really likable guy. I thought the girl was really good. But yeah, the whole mystery is just like what's going on outside. And when she breaks away from him and she runs upstairs, by the way, she was quick with those fucking keys. Yeah. I never would have been able to. She had to go through 3 fucking locks before John Goodman got his fat ass up those steps. that shit's impressive. But
That's
she gets outside.
He's badass.
Yeah.
Take a while.
And then that woman comes up and she's got that shit all over, and you're thinking, oh, this just took a whole nother turn. But she also saw the car. You know, she saw the car, and then she said, I remember that car that hit me. So you think, okay, for sure, John Goodman's a fucking murderous psychopath. And it goes back and forth with you. But that lady dies, and that lady was a bitch.
Yeah,
it was like, dude, it's not my fault. She's like, let me in, you bitch! But
you should have booked earlier, whore.
They're in this bunker together, and you get to see them kind of have fun together a little bit, like what they do to pass the time, the music, shit like that. And I like that. You felt safe as an audience viewer for a second. And then what's really cool is when that light started going off, and he's talking about, like, well, it could be aliens. First they bomb you, and then they cover the planes on foot to get any stragglers, and that's us. It takes a different turn, and you're like, this is pretty cool. And then I was almost disappointed when she goes into the elevator chute and she finds the help me and stuff, because I almost didn't want John Goodman to be a bad guy.
I didn't either. I think when she was going into the elevator chute, and I always thought it'd be cool to see the chick that banged her head against the window, if she was going to be stuck in the fucking tunnel, because somehow she had found her way in, or if they were going to go Cloverfield, I was waiting on those little like mini spider things to be there.
Yeah.
So it was very claustrophobic, that scene when she's crawling. They could have easily done a jump scare. Easily. I mean, I'm glad they didn't in a way, because it would have been a cheap thing. Yeah. But still, they were trying to tie the Cloverfield thing, so I was like thinking that was going to happen. But when she gets out of the bunker, after Goodman does the business with the guy, I mean, you know, holy fuck.
That scared the fuck out of me.
That happened.
I was so scared. I was standing there, and he pulls out that vat or whatever of the acid, and I'm thinking the same thing everybody's thinking, like, okay, that's where that Megan girl is or whatever. Like, and then, like you said, like, I thought he was going to dip his head in it or something like that. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the guy was like, I did it, and he could have come up with a better fucking story. I mean, he was like, no, it was me. He was like, I used the scissors because I wanted to get your gun, because I wanted her to look at me the way she looks at you. I was like, dude, you could have thought of a million other stories to go with, and you had to go with the gun story.
It was like the thing of you, like, this is where you knew you fucked up.
Yeah, and then, dude, but when that bam, that fucking thing goes off, dude, I literally jumped, like, my ass left my seat. Like, I was up in the air like a fucking road runner.
You know what?
Like,
the thing is, I thought, like, when he pulled the vat out, I thought that the body of Megan or whatever was gonna float up, like, you know, fucking Mortal Kombat shit, like the skeleton, and like, ah! But no, it doesn't happen like that. But I really did, like, if you imagine him dunking his head in there and then pulling up, screaming, and having the space melting off, wow, like, wow, and that's what I was like. I wasn't eating popcorn, but if I had been eating popcorn, I would have choked, because I was waiting on that point. But it didn't happen. The gunshot was scary enough by itself.
Fucked me up, dude. And then I was like, John, you fucking dick! I hated it. Like, it made me so mad. But then, you know, okay, dude's fucking crazy. Now we're in this movie took so many turns. It's like, now we're in okay, he's a full-on psychopath. He wants to raise her up as his own girl and do whatever the fuck he wants to do to her. Feed her ice cream until she fucking dies. Whatever his, like, prerogative was there. And then finally, like, when she escapes, dude, that scene is so fucking good. Because I thought, okay, what are you going to do? She's trapped between the vat of fucking acid. And the way she does, she's like, no, I'm going to do this. And she kicks it. And, like, he does the worst thing you could possibly do in that situation. Otherwise, maybe you lose your Nikes, but he falls the fuck down face first in the fucking acid. And you're just like, done! He's done! But he wasn't fucking done!
Oh, he was fucking a champion. He picked himself up. Even after the bitch caught him on fire, he was like, can't stop me, I've got the eye of the tiger.
It ain't how many times you get knocked down.
But he gets up, and then, like, when she's crawling through the vent, again, claustrophobic, you're fucking like, it's so intense, this atmosphere. This atmosphere is so intense, and you're like, fucking, oh my god, what's gonna happen? You're like, Jack to the tits! Get it! It's like a Fast and Furious on screen. Yeah. And then, like, when she bangs his fucking knuckles and fingers,
it's
like, you're like, you bite your lip, you're like, just let go, John Goodman, just let go! And then she goes outside. Now, this is the part that me and Mike kind of disagree on. When they show the alien ship flying around, and there actually is aliens, which is fine, I guess. I mean, she goes, and, like, this thing, like, you know, shits an egg, and it goes into the cornfield, and it's running around like little turd with legs. Cool, it's an alien. I just felt like that entire scene, the last 20-25 minutes of the movie, felt like a copy and paste. It was like, we've got to do something with aliens, because we called it 10 Cloverfield Lane for a reason, so we have to do something that matches with Cloverfield. I think that the movie itself would have been fun, and would sustain the energy and the fucking excitement and the thriller-esque thing that it had going on without adding aliens to it. I'm not saying that it would have been cooler without something going on the surface. That's why John Goodman was so crazy that he wanted to keep everybody down there. But I'm just saying, the alien thing, it felt like an Independence Day ripoff. Like the ship flying around with teeth and stuff. I don't know. I just didn't like that part. I mean,
I get what you're saying, and for me, like, I think what happened was, and this is just me, I don't know what the actual story is, but for me, if I had to bet, if you put a gun to my head, I would think what happened was, if they did copy and paste this movie with something else just to call it Cloverfield, I think she, in the original movie, this is just pure guess, that she would have gotten out, and it would have been right up to the point where, because they would have had a low budget, she's standing on the car, and she looks out into the field, and there's that thing flying up to her, and she goes, "Oh shit," or whatever. And then maybe the credits came up. And then maybe the credits came up, and it was just like a low budget type feel movie. But when they added all that shit to it, I like it. That's what, like you said, we defer. I like the fucking alien thing. Like, I think that adds a whole other dimension to it. It makes it otherworldly. It makes it cool. The only thing I don't like about it is I've never loved mechanical ass aliens. I don't like the aliens in War of the Worlds, even though I know that's how the story goes. I don't like the way they look. Like, they look like they were at a fucking Queensryche concert. Like, they were just like, they were all mechanical, but they had like the gloopy stuff inside. I didn't like the way they looked or anything, but I love the fact that they were there. And I like when she runs up to the house and then that thing comes and it starts spraying the gas, and you're like, okay, there wasn't an apocalyptic thing that happened, but what happened is these things are using this gas to kill people. So she races back to her suit, and I thought that was really full of intense stuff. And I thought that was cool. And I thought the whole thing about, you know, I liked when it picked her up and she looked into its mouth. You could almost see the jowls. That was the only thing in the entire movie that I was like, the mouth, it almost looks like the mouth of the Cloverfield monster. It looked almost the same the way it was working. So I love the otherworldly thing about it, but
you know what? If I was them though, if I'm gonna go full dick in, and show these aliens, am I gonna talk about like when she's driving off in the distance and the lightning strikes? Show the fucking monster. Show like a silhouette of the goddamn Cloverfield monster. Cool. That would at least be like, oh, okay, so this alien monster has friends. It's not by itself. But then again, I like Cloverfield because the fact that Cloverfield by itself is you didn't know if it was from space, if it's always been in the earth, like you didn't know. It was just a mysterious thing. Now you've got literally fucking Independence Day monsters dropping in with a fucking spaceship that, you know, Will Smith would like blow out of the sky.
I think it felt District 9-ish too. The way
District 9, yeah, I would say District 9 too.
But I will say this, and I'll say that I think that we're both wrong. I think that what will truly tell the tale is that the next movie. I think if they can take this movie and the other movie and tie together the two stories really well, I think that'll be great.
Are they gonna call it 11 Cloverfield?
I hated when she hit the.
Yeah, it says Cloverfield.
It says Cloverfield. I was like, that's a push-in. Like, it really was. But I think if they can take this story and tie it together with Cloverfield and then do a third sequel and somehow have this all match in the same universe, I think it'll be really fucking cool. But if they fuck that up, it'll take points off this movie, which I give an 8.0 to.
I give this movie an 8.0 myself.
It's like Mario. No!
Yeah, it is. That goes to the secret world.
So, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some fucking
get that Cloverfield going.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.